Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're gonna be discussing the Las Vegas Raiders' recent coaching hirings, right? And we're gonna give you a little bit of updates on them, give you their bio, give you their history, who they worked with. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get this intro started, and let's get this show cracking. What is the deal, Raider Nation? Like I said, back for another episode. Make sure you guys are tapping on the like and on the subscribe button. And please hit on that little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes and get updates like this right here. But like I was saying, man, we're going to go ahead and go over the Las Vegas Raiders' recent coaching hirings, how we feel about them, right? And at the same time, we're going to go over the bio, kind of go over what they've done in the past like we do. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start discussing the first hiring, which is the most recent, which is Rich Scangarello, right? That is new quarterbacks coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, okay? So he was just hired, made official, I believe, yesterday. So this will be the guy that will be working with the young quarterback, right? So as we look at his coaching history, started at UC Davis as a graduate assistant, went all the way down, went through the ranks, Carlton. He didn't get his first NFL opportunity until 2009. And guess who he was with? 2009, he was the Oakland Raiders offensive quality control coach. So the Raider ties, right? So boom. Okay. So that's where he got his first NFL job with the Raiders. So that's very interesting. After that, he goes on to a number of different areas until 2015, where he goes to the Falcons and he is their offensive quality control coach, right? So from there, takes another brief stint away from the NFL, comes back again for another 2 years with the 49ers. Okay, so he then coaches with the 49ers from 2017 to 2018. Okay, then after that, he was their quarterbacks coach, keep in mind. So that's mainly around the time Jimmy Garoppolo was there, if I'm not mistaken. So continue, right? He goes to the Denver Broncos in 2019 to become their offensive coordinator. Not really the role he's suited for, right? So then he goes back, not really successful, goes to the Eagles in 2020 as a senior offensive assistant, goes back in 2021 to the 49ers as their quarterback coach. Then most recently, he was at Kentucky as their offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. And most notably, he worked with Will Levis from last year's draft, right? So you saw his stock climb, his stock rise. So why is that important? This year, he is working closely or was working closely with projected number one pick, Caleb Williams. Now, I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to get Caleb Williams. I've already let that dream die, right? But if so, it's very interesting to see the quarterbacks he has worked with. He still worked with some mobile QBs, right? Some guys with athleticism. So that's the direction it looks like the Raiders want to go, right? So as far as a guy who knows how to work with quarterbacks, I'm not going to say he's had a super interesting track record, right? You got Jimmy Garoppolo in there. You got Will Levis in there. You got a couple other quarterbacks that are okay. You know what I mean? You didn't, not really a whole bunch of notable names, but at the same time, when you look at their seasons with Scangarello, their seasons were not bad, right? They were not bad. They had pretty successful seasons, especially Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, you saw what Jimmy was able to do with this guy in his corner. Cool. Now, I'm not saying we aspire to have Jimmy Garoppolo type production, right? Better, but we're seeing what he can do with the talent and see if he can maximize it, right? So that's basically where we're at right there. So that right there is Rich Scangarello, all right? You're getting everything from there. Now, he was fired by Vic Fangio, with the Denver Broncos because he was not successful as their offensive coordinator, but quickly snatched up again to be a quarterback's coach, to be an offensive quality control coach, because that shows you the NFL has some type of respect for what he does, right? So once again, that is Rich Scangarello. Now, the next guy that the Raiders have hired for their coaching staff to round out the staff would be Cadillac Williams, aka Cardinal Williams, right? And that will be the Raiders' new running back coach. Now, he was most notably with Auburn, right? His last coaching stint was with Auburn. But we're going to go ahead and go through the bio as I look for you, right? The Raiders are expected to hire former Auburn assistant coach Cardinal Williams as their running backs coach. We originally targeted Deshaun Foster, but he ended up getting a head coaching job with the UCLA Bruins. No biggie, right? But as you look, Williams served as Auburn's running backs coach from 2019 to 2023, serving under 3 head coaches. He was the interim head coach in 2022, going 2-2, and added the title of associate head coach for the 23 season. In January, Williams announced he was resigning to pursue other opportunities. He played running back at Auburn as well, and he went to the Bucks as a 5th overall pick in 2005. Earned Offensive Rookie of the Year, so he's a former player, right? Another trend that you see with Antonio Pierce, he's bringing in former players, right? Somebody that knows how to tap into that system, who knows how to get the most out of players because they've been there, they've done that. So they're not going to ask them to do anything too crazy, right? So the trend continues. It's a nice mix of old players and guys that are good quality guys, right? Guys that know the numbers, that maybe know the analytics. I think it's a good little mix of what AP has going in this coaching staff right here. So really looking at it, the staff is really rounded out, right? The staff is really rounded out. I'm not going to lie. Now, are we looking at names that are on the staff right now like that was our first choice? No. But looking how the staff is rounded out, it's not a bad staff, right? It's not a bad staff. And I understand, some people wanted Cliff and they wanted all that. Here, once again, we already went over Luke Getsy's press conference, right? I love the way he talks. I'm not sold completely, right? But at the end of the day, I'm sold enough to give him time. I'm sold enough to give him time to figure it out, right? That's where I'm at. And at the same time, with all these guys that you see, Scangarello, you see Cadillac Williams, we still have Edgar Bennett. We still have great guys coaching our positions as well. And you look on the defensive side of the ball, right? They rounded that out with a lot of former players, with a lot of guys who used to play, right? So this staff right here is going to be a very competitive staff. And I know a lot of people don't use that word when they talk about football staffs, but that's what you need too. You need a little bit of that competitiveness, right? Because the best teams, right? And even when I play, the best teams are when everybody's competing to make that iron sharp, right? Even the coaches. The coaches can say, hey, I'm a running back coach. My running backs are going to dominate your linebackers today in practice. Linebacker coach says, hell no, they not. Let's see. And there we go, right? But this is the competition. You got former players. You got, a lot of strong personalities on this staff that's going to bring the best out of people and go ahead and reach deep down to be able to grab some that probably most coaches in this situation would not be able to do, right? So that's where I'm at. I'm not mad at the staff, right? I think we're in a wait and see mode. I'm not completely sold, but I'm not completely mad either. I think we're just in a wait and see. And I think what they've done right now is grab people that want to be Raiders and want to coach here. So y'all let me know down below. How do y'all feel about the hirings of Scangarello, of Cadillac, right? How do y'all feel about these guys, right? And at the end of the day, I know y'all excited. Free agency is coming. It's almost here. That's when shit gonna start getting real, right? So make sure you guys stay on the notification bell, right? Stay tapped into what I got going on, because as we continue this process, we're going to get bigger. We're going to get better, and we're going to continue to bring you that breaking news. So once again, make sure you hit on them buttons. And Thursday, Turf and Rundown. Y'all don't miss that mug. Might be on tonight with my guy Turf. Who knows? We'll see. But make sure you guys are tapping on all them buttons. And remember, y'all know I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?